Problem 9 on critical radius of insulation of cylinder. A copper rod of diameter D 5 mm is heated by the passage of an electric current. The surface of the rod is maintained at a temperature of 175 degrees Celsius, while it is dissipating heat by convection into an ambient at T infinity 25 degrees Celsius. If the rod is to be covered with a 1 mm thick coating of thermal conductivity K 0.6 watt per meter degree Celsius, will the heat loss from the rod increases or decreases? So in order to solve this problem, let us first draw the schematic. There is a copper rod. It is exposed to the air having temperature T infinity O and convective heat transfer coefficient H infinity O. Let's say through this copper rod, electricity is supplied, and because of I square R, some heat is generated and the copper rod is being heated. Let's say its surface temperature is T1. When this rod is exposed to the environment, obviously due to T1 is greater than T infinity O, heat transfer will take place from copper rod to the surrounding air at the rate of Q1, say. In the case 2, the same rod is provided with some insulation coating having thermal conductivity K. Let's say the radius of the rod is R1, the radius of the insulation is R2. By virtue of heat supplied, its surface temperature is T1, outer surface temperature of this insulation is T2, and that of the air T infinity O and H infinity O. The problem is like that, the bare copper rod is there and temperature difference is created, so some heat transfer Q1 is taking place from it. In the second case, the same bare rod is provided with insulation and is exposed to the same environment. So by virtue of the temperature difference, again heat transfer rate will take place from this entire arrangement, let's say at the rate Q2. So we are supposed to calculate Q2 will be less than Q1 or Q2 will be more than Q1. So title of this entire schematic will be heat transfer from copper rod. Let us enlist all the given things. In the problem, diameter of the copper is given as 5 mm. So radius will be 2.5 mm or 2.5 into 10 to power minus 3 meter. Surface temperature of the copper rod is given as 175 degrees Celsius. Outer temperature of the surrounding fluid is given as 25 degrees Celsius. Thickness of the insulation is given as 1 mm. Thermal conductivity of the insulating material is given as 0.6 watt per meter degree Celsius. So we can easily calculate outer radius of insulation R1 plus thickness of the insulation 2.5 mm plus 1 mm. So outer radius of the insulation material comes out 3.5 mm, that is 3.5 into 10 to power minus 3 meter. In order to solve the problem, let us take some assumption. Assumption number 1, one-dimensional steady state heat transfer. Assumption number 2, constant properties of fluid and rod material, that is K and H infinity values are constant. We are assuming heat transfer in one direction only, and for cylinder we are assuming that direction is radial direction. In this problem, the rod is exposed to some fluid whose H infinity values are not given. So we will be assuming convective heat transfer coefficient of surrounding fluid as unity, that is 1 watt per meter square degree Celsius, for the sake of simplification. Copper rod is in cylindrical form and its length is not given. So let us assume its length as unity, that is 1 meter. So whatever discussion I am doing, that will be applicable for unit length of the copper rod. And the last assumption, as you can see here, copper rod and insulating material, they form a composite system. So thermal contact resistance may come into picture at this interface. So nothing has given about the thermal contact resistance, so we are neglecting it. So assumption number 6 will be no thermal contact resistance. Now let us list what is to be found out. We are supposed to find out rate of heat loss in first case, that is when copper rod is bare, and rate of heat loss in second case when copper rod is provided with insulation, and whether we have to tell whether Q2 is more than Q1 or Q2 is less than Q1, that is whether Q2 is decreasing or increasing. Now let us do the detailed calculations. So first, let us calculate the rate of heat transfer for case 1. So under steady state, condition, from Newton's law of cooling, now why I am recalling Newton's law of cooling? In case 1, as you can see here, the copper rod is directly exposed to the environment and heat transfer rate is taking place by convection, and it is one-dimensional convection. Heat transfer is taking place by convection and it is one-dimensional heat convection. So in order to calculate this rate of heat transfer from the copper rod to the surrounding fluid, I can recall Newton's law of cooling. So Q1 will be H infinity area of rod into T1 minus T infinity. H infinity of surrounding fluid, area of copper rod is nothing but 2 pi R1 into L T1 minus T infinity O. H infinity O we have assumed as unity 2 pi, and radius of the copper rod is 2.5 into 10 to power minus 3. L is unity. Temperature is 175 degrees Celsius and surrounding temperature is 175 degrees Celsius. So from here I can calculate the value of Q1 as 2.356 watt. Let's say this is equation number 1. Now in case 2, what is case 2? when copper rod is provided with insulation. So as you can see here, copper rod is heated at temperature T1. Heat transfer will take place from copper rod through this insulating material by conduction. Let's say outer surface temperature of this insulating material is T2, and the heat transfer from outer surface of the insulating material to the surrounding fluid will be by convection. So it will be a combined mode of heat transfer in second case. So once again, under one-dimensional steady state heat transfer, the rate of heat transfer from copper rod to the surrounding will be equal to rate of heat transfer from copper rod to the outer surface of the insulating material will be equal to rate of heat transfer from outer surface of the cylinder to the surrounding fluid. Let us write down the expression for these rate of heat transfer in terms of temperature differences. Q2 will be T2 minus T infinity O divided by convective thermal resistance. So RT1 will be conductive thermal resistance, and this will be convective thermal resistance. Now my sole aim is to calculate Q2. So I can calculate the rate of heat transfer Q2 using either equation 1 or 2. But what is the problem? I have been given the value of only T1 and T infinity O, that is copper rod surface temperature and surrounding fluid temperature. So in order to calculate Q2, I have to write the expression for Q2 in terms of T1 and T infinity O. And under such condition, thermal resistance of insulating material by conduction plus thermal resistance of surrounding fluid by convection will get add up. Let's say this is equation number. Now in this equation 2, RT1 is conductive thermal resistance of insulation. And since the insulation is of cylindrical form, is in the form of cylindrical wall, from the heat transfer data book, I can get the value expression for the conductive thermal resistance of this cylindrical insulation material as 2 pi KL log of R2 over R1. Putting these values 1 over 2 pi into 0.6 into 1 log of R2 is 3.5 and R1 is 2.5. So RT1 value comes out as 2.696 degrees Celsius per watt. Similarly, RT infinity O is convective thermal resistance of surrounding fluid. And it can be calculated as 1 over H infinity O into outer area. So 1 over H over 1 over H infinity O. Outer area of the cylinder will be 2 pi R2L. Putting these values, H infinity we have taken as unity 2 pi, R2 is outer radius of insulation, into L as unity. So from here RT infinity O comes out 45.47 degrees Celsius per watt. So after having the values of RT1 and RT infinity O from equation 2, now I can calculate Q2 as temperature T1 is 175, T2 is 25, RT1 is 2.696 and RT infinity O is 45.47. So Q2 comes out 3.21 watt. So comparing the value of Q2, that is rate of heat transfer in second case, copper rod provided with insulation, to the Q1, that is rate of heat transfer from bare copper rod, we can say Q2 is greater than Q1. That is heat transfer rate is increasing. Now this is very interesting problem. When we provide insulation over a plain wall, it decreases heat transfer rate. However, in case of cylinder and sphere, as we have seen in the concept of critical radius of insulation for cylinder and sphere, providing insulation does not necessarily will increase heat transfer rate. It can decrease the heat transfer rate as well as increase the heat transfer rate, depending upon the critical radius of insulation. So let us try to find out why in this case we are providing insulating material over a copper rod, but still it is increasing the heat transfer rate. So first let us calculate critical radius of insulation. And for cylinder, it is K over H infinity O. Thermal conductivity of insulating material is given as 0.6. Its convective heat transfer coefficient is 0.1. So RC will be 0.6 meter. Whereas radius of insulation is 3.5 into 10 to power minus 3 meter, and it is much greater than RC. Plot rate of heat transfer versus radius of insulation. We know at critical radius of insulation we get maximum. If radius is less than critical radius of insulation, heat transfer rate will be increasing, and if radius is greater than critical radius of insulation, heat transfer rate will be decreasing. In present case, the radius of insulation provided over the copper rod R2 is less than the critical radius of insulation. So even what conclusion we can draw, even we are providing insulation material over the copper rod, but since R2 is less than RC, heat transfer rate will be increasing. So that is very important conclusion we can draw from this numerical. Had this R2 more than 0.6, in that case, the R2 will be lying in this zone. R2 will be lying in this zone, and under such condition, heat transfer rate would be decreasing. So with this, we could solve this problem.